I let go of everything, even the ring, and now I find myself alone, with no one to fault but me. Before I unravel the details of what happened, I'm curious about your own moments of recklessness. Have you ever acted on impulse, knowing regret would soon follow? I'd love to hear your experiences. Share them below and let me know if you've stumbled into a similar misstep. I'm Mia, 28 years old, and my life once seemed like something others might envy. I had a steady job, a cozy apartment I cherished, and a boyfriend who appeared to be everything I could want. His name was Chris, and he was the calm to my chaos, the order to my unpredictability. We spent 2 years together, and he was the one who planned our weekends, sent me thoughtful texts just because, and showed unwavering devotion. I thought I was all in, or at least I told myself I was. But somewhere along the way, I started feeling trapped. Not by Chris himself, but by the life I was building. I loved him deeply, yet during our quiet evenings and peaceful Sundays, I found myself yearning for a time when I felt unbound. In my early 20s, my world was entirely different. I was out every weekend meeting new people, never staying in on a Friday night. I lived what some call the wild years. I answered to no one. And for a while, that freedom was intoxicating. I could be impulsive, carefree, and focus solely on myself. But even then, I knew it wasn't a life I could maintain forever, or so I believed. Chris was supposed to be my future, the one I envisioned growing old with. Yet over time that vision began to feel like a cage, like a coat buttoned too tightly to undo. I can still picture the night it all fell apart, vivid as if it happened yesterday. We had just taken the big step of moving in together, a milestone that should have sparked joy. I should have been excited to plan our life together. Instead, I was consumed by thoughts of the person I used to be. I longed for nights out with friends, the rush of fleeting connections, the unpredictability of it all. I craved the freedom of not having to explain my choices. That evening, Chris had prepared a romantic dinner, and he surprised me with a ring. A breathtaking solitaire diamond, exactly the kind I'd always dreamed of. When he knelt before me, my breath caught. This was supposed to be the moment when everything fell into place, when I'd be swept up in love and anticipation. But instead, I felt suffocated. The ring in my palm carried the weight of everything I'd been running from. In a surge of panic, words spilled out before I could hold them back. "Chris, I miss who I used to be," I said. "I miss my carefree days. I don't think I'm ready for this." His expression shifted, as if I'd struck him. His smile disappeared in an instant. It wasn't just my words that wounded him. It was the truth they laid bare, that I'd been holding back all along. I wasn't ready to fully commit. I wasn't ready to be someone's forever when I was still searching for myself. Chris didn't shout or cry. He simply stood, gently took the ring from my hand, and placed it on the table. Without a word, he turned and walked away. I thought he just needed time, but it wasn't that. It was the end. I tried to reach out, calling, texting, pleading, but he never answered. Then his family, who had welcomed me as one of their own, began to pull away too. I had been part of their lives for so long. And now there was only silence. No calls, no messages, just a void. I hadn't realized what I had until it slipped through my fingers. I was so focused on chasing my own freedom that I lost sight of the person who had always been there, who made me feel loved, supported, and anchored. I thought I'd find something better, but all I found was loneliness. For weeks, I replayed everything I'd thrown away, the ring, the love, the family I'd come to cherish. I wondered if I'd ever get a chance to fix it, but deep down I knew the answer. And I had no one to blame but myself. I chased a fleeting sense of independence, blind to the value of the love I already had. The silence that followed, the door closing, the unanswered calls, was deafening. And I had to live with it. I know I made a mistake, and I feel its weight every day. Have you ever let something slip away, thinking you could take it back later? Do you think love is worth giving up for a freedom you might not truly need? I'd love to hear your thoughts below. If I could go back, I wouldn't have let that ring go. I wouldn't have pushed away the man who loved me so deeply. Sometimes, you have to break something to understand what truly matters. And now, all I'm left with is the quiet, the emptiness, and the weight of a ring I'll never hold again.